Today we are working Psalm number 40. Some traditional uses in psalm magic for Psalm 40 include to dissolve frustrations, to get any need met, to reinforce your faith in a positive outcome, to cast out evil, to overcome any difficulty, and for the reinforcement of faith in the infinite. I like the idea of dissolving frustrations. This is a great psalm for that. You can gear the psalm toward anything you like, however. Whatever magic seeds we find in the psalm, you can just apply them to whatever you brought to the psalm. The way we work psalm magic is simple, easy, and effective. We take the psalm in question and we speak it out loud all the way through once without stopping. This is commonly called an incantation. When we've finished with the incantation, we go back through the psalm and we consider each verse one at a time. And we contemplate, dig, and search for the meanings that we find behind each verse. These are occult meanings because they're hidden. These we see as magic seeds. As we search for them, uncover them, and apply them to the situation we brought to the psalm, what we are in effect doing is taking those seeds of magic and planting them in the fertile grounds of our mind, where they take root, they grow, they blossom forth, and they bear fruit after their kind. And that is precisely what you and I are going to do together right now with Psalm number 40. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. He brought me up also out of an horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my goings. And he hath put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our God. Many shall see it and fear, and shall trust in the Lord. Blessed is the man that maketh the Lord his trust, and respecteth not the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies. Many, O Lord my God, are thy wonderful works which thou hast done, and thy thoughts which are to usward. They cannot be reckoned up in order unto thee. If I would declare and speak of them, they are more than can be numbered. Sacrifice and offering thou didst not desire. Mine ears hast thou opened. Burnt offering and sin offering hast thou not required. Then said I, Lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me. I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart. I have preached righteousness in the great congregation. Lo, I have not refrained my lips, O Lord, thou knowest. I have not hid thy righteousness within my heart. I have declared thy faithfulness and thy salvation. I have not concealed thy loving kindness and thy truth from the great congregation. Withhold not thy tender mercies from me, O Lord. Let thy loving kindness and thy truth continually preserve me. For innumerable evils have compassed me about. Mine iniquities have taken hold upon me, so that I am not able to look up. They are more than the hairs of mine head, therefore my heart faileth me. Be pleased, O Lord, to deliver me. O Lord, make haste to help me. Let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul to destroy it. Let them be driven backward and put to shame that wish me evil. Let them be desolate for a reward of their shame that say unto me, Aha, aha. Let those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. Let such as love thy salvation say continually, The Lord be magnified. But I am poor and needy, yet the Lord thinketh upon me. Thou art my help and my deliverer. Make no tarrying, O my God. This psalm is similar to so many other psalms, other than it's sort of backward. A lot of times it starts out with a petition and then ends with thanksgiving. This one starts with the thanksgiving and the reflection and then gets into the petition. So it's starting out with a reflection. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. It's a wonderful thing to recognize, first of all, anytime that you've done this kind of magic and it's worked out for you, anytime you've done any kind of magic and it's worked out for you, it's a good idea to bring that to mind so that you can lean on that success. And if you haven't had success, you can lean on the success of this psalmist. The psalmist has included it in the book so that you can lean on their experience and on the experience of all of us who have had success with psalm magic. He brought me up also out of an horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my goings. Here the psalmist is remembering when he or she was brought out of hell, brought out of the grave, brought out of Sheol or death. It's important to recognize that there's no easy and difficult in the eyes of the infinite. The infinite doesn't look at your problem and say, oh, that's too hard, or, oh, that's so trivial. Why are you bothering me with this? It's all the same. Remembering the most intensive experiences that we've been rescued from, it can be helpful because we realize that there's no easy and difficult. There's no worthwhile and unworthy in regards to what we bring to the Psalms. If it is within our heart, a righteous desire of our heart, the magic will work for you. And he hath put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our God. Many shall see it and fear, and shall trust in the Lord. So this is what you can look forward to. Not only are you going to be rescued from this, whether it's as grave as being rescued from the grave, or something that may not seem quite as intense but still important to you, you can look forward to the infinite putting a new song in your mouth, meaning that you won't have any reason to complain. You won't have any reason to complain. The only thing that you're going to have reason to do is rejoice and give praise. And it says, many shall see it and fear, and shall trust in the Lord. It's important that the many that shall see it and fear and trust in the Lord are the thoughts within your mind. It's true that other people outside of you may become inspired by your successes, and that's wonderful. But in this, we're really looking at the fact that all of the thoughts that make up your experience are going to be magnetized toward the thoughts of the infinite, so that your success will beget more success, will beget more success. Blessed is the man that maketh the Lord his trust, and respecteth not the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies. So blessed is the person who chooses their spirit over their ego, who chooses to connect with the infinite rather than double down on the separation of the ego, which is lies, which is proud. The vanity of the ego. And remember that the vanity of the ego can have many forms, including being down on yourself. Being down on yourself is a type of vanity too. It's no good to say, well, I don't want to be vain, so I'm just going to deprecate myself. That's a type of vanity. The infinite created you perfect, and the infinite wants you to experience the perfection of who you are outside of the lies of the ego. So this psalm is there to deliver you from those lies, but you have to want it. Many, O Lord my God, are the wonderful works which thou hast done, and thy thoughts which are to usward. They cannot be reckoned up in order unto thee. If I would declare and speak of them, they are more than can be numbered. The infinite's thoughts of you are infinite. The infinite doesn't just say, oh yeah, I remember that one. Oh, they're in trouble. Oh, okay. I'll put them on the list. No, the infinite's constantly thinking of you, constantly loving you. You are as important to the infinite as any other soul. And when you understand this, you can recognize that all of your blessings have been piling up around you, but nothing can happen without your consent because you were gifted free will. So if you're not willing to receive the blessings of the infinite, they just pile up until you are ready. They're like held in trust for you. So many, they cannot be numbered, more than the grains of sand on a beach. Sacrifice and offering thou didst not desire, mine ears hast thou opened. Burnt offering and sin offering hast thou not required. You don't have to sacrifice to get the infinite to love you. The infinite loves you already, and you're created out of that love, and that's never stopped. And there's nothing you can do to make the infinite stop loving you and thinking of you and blessing you. The only thing that you can do is turn away from it. It's like going into a dark room, shutting the door and closing your eyes and saying, there's no light. Well, there's no light because you've shut the light out. That doesn't mean the light doesn't exist. If you are willing to open those doors and open your eyes and let the light in, you'll recognize the light never stopped shining, but you blocked the light. And that's what this is talking about here. With sacrifice and offering thou didst not desire, mine ears hast thou opened. Burnt offering and sin offering hast thou not required. All of those blessings already are there, and you don't have to do anything other than accept them. You don't have to sacrifice. You don't have to prove yourself worthy. You don't have to atone for your sins. You don't have to flagellate yourself. You don't have to suffer. None of that is required nor desired. Let's do 7 and 8 together, because they're one sentence. Then said I, Lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me. I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart. The law of the infinite was placed in your heart because you are an expression of the law of the infinite. You don't have to do anything to discover the law of the infinite other than awaken to the fact that that's who you are. You are the law. And if you delight to do the will of the infinite, that means that you delight to do the will of your true self. You and the infinite share a common will. Now, this foreign will that you've adopted, this ego will, this idea that I'm separate from God, or I'm all by myself, or I'm less than, I'm not good enough, those thoughts that are not of the infinite, whatever those thoughts are, as long as those are preoccupying your mind, it's as if you've gone back into that dark room. By affirming, I delight to do thy will, O my God, yea, thy law is within my heart, you are recognizing all that delights you comes from the will of the infinite, and anything else you do not want. When it says that in the volume of the book it is written of me, the book of life written by the infinite includes you. You have more than just one chapter. You are very beloved by the infinite. Volumes of thought come from the infinite. Like it said before, so much thought that you could never count the thoughts that the infinite has of you. And the infinite's thoughts are always of blessing. It's important to recognize that the infinite doesn't will that you be punished. The infinite's never disappointed in you. The only time that it feels like the infinite is disappointed in us is when we start to think separately from the infinite, say, think, and do things that are not the infinite's will, and then feel bad. We punish ourselves. But the punishment doesn't come from the infinite, nor is it the will of the infinite that we be punished. It's the will of the infinite that we be delighted. So let's accept the will of the infinite right now. I have preached righteousness in the great congregation. Lo, I have not refrained my lips, O Lord, thou knowest. The more that you affirm this truth, the great congregation of thoughts within you will all start to sing the same song, will all start to agree. When one string of a violin is played, the other strings start to vibrate in sympathy. The same thing happens in our mind. It's an occult law of sympathy. When we focus our mind on the infinite and we turn all of our thoughts to the infinite, it causes the other thoughts in our mind to ring in sympathy. And every thought that is not of the infinite must be nullified as a result of that. I have not hid thy righteousness within my heart. I have declared thy faithfulness and thy salvation. I have not concealed thy loving kindness and thy truth from the great congregation. It's not enough to just say, oh, I know the infinite loves me. You have to repeat it. You have to recognize it. It has to be your constant thought that the infinite's love for you is infinite, that the infinite wants you to be happy, that the infinite's will for you is joy, and that you want the infinite's will, and that you want to do the infinite's will. That has to be a conscious choice that you make again and again. And it's by this continuous turning to and connecting with the will of the infinite that all becomes well in your life. And you recognize that then this just becomes your way of life. Just like how you breathe, how you eat, how you sleep, you have a constant acknowledgement that the will of the infinite is all that you desire. That's how you're not concealing the infinite's loving kindness and truth from the great congregation. Because remember, the great congregation exists within you. And the great congregation within you is all the thoughts that you think. And remember that there is only one mind. And so the more you think like this, the more you are encouraging and supporting other people to think like this, even people you don't know. Withhold not thy tender mercies from me, O Lord. Let thy loving kindness and thy truth continually preserve me. Remember that this is a very old tactic in these ancient texts. Even in the New Testament, lead us not into temptation. Well, of course, the infinite's not going to lead you into temptation. It's an acknowledgement, meaning lead us out of temptation. And the same thing with this, withhold not thy loving tender mercies from me. This is acknowledging that there is nothing withheld from us. The infinite's loving kindness, loving tender mercies, and truth continually preserve us because they are maximal. There is never any withholding. The infinite doesn't withhold. The infinite's love is maximal. And so if we are willing to receive that love, if we are willing to connect with that love and to connect with that will, all is well. There are no difficulties. There are no frustrations. For innumerable evils have compassed me about. Mine iniquities have taken hold upon me, so that I am not able to look up. They are more than the hairs of mine head. Therefore my heart faileth me. Now we are talking about what's frustrating us. We are being honest. This is great, but I have to be clear with you that I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling awful. And I'm feeling that my frustrations are more than the hairs of mine head, even though I know that your thoughts of me are more than the sands on a beach. Your thoughts of love for me, which I've already talked about, are greater than any problems that I can enumerate, even though they seem like they are infinite. There is nothing that's infinite except for the infinite. So those problems, those frustrations are divinely outmatched. Be pleased, O Lord, to deliver me. O Lord, make haste to help me. Anytime we're asking the Lord to make haste, it's an indicator that we are to make haste to remember the infinite. Because the infinite doesn't have to rush. The infinite's already there. The infinite's already done it. Like we said, you've got all those blessings just piling up, and you're never making a withdrawal from your account. Because you're so busy thinking thoughts of the ego and thinking thoughts that are separate from the infinite that you don't even recognize all the blessings that are there for you. And that's not just you, that's all of us. When it's saying, be pleased, O Lord, to deliver me, O Lord, make haste to help me, it's a reminder that we have to make haste anytime we're feeling these problems to turn our thoughts toward the infinite, to turn our thoughts to the understanding that the infinite is pleased with us already. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to change any behavior in order for the infinite to be pleased with us, because the infinite is pleased with us, because the infinite knows us only as we truly are, and that is righteous souls, perfect in every way. While it's true that within the storyline of our ego, others have transgressed us, or we have transgressed others, we've made mistakes, they've made mistakes, and we can tally those up until the cows come home, and it won't make one bit of difference in regards to how the infinite feels about us. Let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul to destroy it. Let them be driven backward and put to shame that wish me evil. It's important that we understand that this is talking about our own self-destructive tendencies, our own self-loathing, which very frequently is reflected to us by other people. But we have to take responsibility for our own self-loathing here. When it says, let them be ashamed and confounded together, that means let them be reversed. Remove these thoughts from me. I acknowledge what these thoughts are. I acknowledge all of the thoughts about myself that are not of God, and I'm not willing to keep them. Please remove them from me. And the infinite says, certainly. But it has to be our will. If we don't will that those be removed, the infinite's not going to do it for us, because that would be akin to an attack. The infinite's never going to attack us. We don't see it as an attack because we think, well, why doesn't the infinite just fix everything? Because we have free will. So if the infinite goes against our free will, which means that we haven't asked for it, then that's basically the infinite attacking us. That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. But when we are ready for those thoughts and those experiences to be removed from us, they will be. But it has to come from us. Let them be desolate for a reward of their shame that say unto me, aha, aha. Aha, aha in the Psalms means mockery. And how much self-mockery do we have? You can tell how much self-mockery we have based on what we get back from the screen of space. How many times do our circumstances seem to mock us, or the people in our lives seem to mock us? How much mockery are we willing to put up with anymore? Recognizing that we are self-mockers, that's what we do. We're not kind to ourselves. Don't kid yourself. You're not kind to yourself if you're going through these frustrations. Part of that is because you need to look at the way you treat yourself internally. And we're just confessing that here. I know how other people treat me pales in comparison to how I treat myself. And I'm willing to stop that. I'm willing to let that go. And I'm willing for the infinite to undo that as well. Please take that from me too. Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. Let such as love thy salvation say continually, the Lord be magnified. So all the thoughts in your mind that are of the infinite, rejoice. The only way that you can interact with the infinite is through rejoicing, is through joy, through gratitude, through praise, through love. Remember what praise is. Praise is being enthusiastic about something that's good. So the infinite is all the good in your life. And if you can't see all the good in your life, ask for it to be shown to you. Ask for it to be shown to you and be glad in it. Don't just be glad in an arbitrary idea of the infinite. Be glad in all of the ways that the infinite shows up for you. For every egoic projection that you have in your life, there is also something wonderful. And we want to turn and face our thoughts toward that which is good in our lives and rejoice and be glad in it. And let the Lord be magnified means let that good be magnified. And that's the infinite's will for us. And if we share in that will, then it will happen. But I am poor and needy, yet the Lord thinketh upon me. Thou art my help and my deliverer. Make no tarrying, O my God. Now this is not self-deprecation here, even though it sounds like it. This is saying I am like an empty vessel, and I'm willing for you to pour your blessings into me. I'm not going to make decisions about myself anymore based on faulty thinking. I want you to define me. I want you to think about me. I want your thoughts of me to be the only thoughts of me that I have. I want you to educate me on who I am because I've been poorly taught. Thou art my help and my deliverer. Make no tarrying, O my God. Again, I'm not going to tarry in thinking of you. And if I'm thinking of you and giving you permission to intervene on my behalf, then your thoughts of love for me will crowd out all of my frustrations, all of my problems. Everything will be righted because that's your will. So you just keep coming back to this same psalm again and again until you get a sense of peace and certainty that whatever the situation that you brought to the psalm is being resolved. And once you get that sense of peace and certainty, that's a clear indication from your deep mind that your spell has been cast. At that point, it's good for you to just put the whole thing out of mind and move on to something else. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time, blessed be.